In this video, I'm going to show you the brand new way on how to go live on YouTube using OBS Studio from start to finish. I'll show you the new way to connect your account, build out your scenes in the exact settings so your stream looks cleaner than a teenage boy's search history right before their parents get in the house. So let's get into it. First thing we'll do is the new way of connecting our YouTube account to OBS. All you got to do is go to the settings in the bottom right corner, and then you're going to click the Stream tab, and then at the service, instead of custom, we're going to click on YouTube RTMPS. Now you'll see here that we actually have a button that says Connect Account Recommended, much like the option that it has for Twitch. We'll still have the option to use a stream key in case you need it, which can easily be found if you go to your YouTube, click Create, and go live. Then on your stream preview window, you'll see your stream key right here, and then you'll just simply click this copy button, and then you have it right there. But luckily, this new Connect Account button is way better in my opinion, and I'll show you why. So click Connect Account. You'll just go through and authorize OBS Studio to your YouTube account like so. Once you've done it successfully, it'll say Connected Account and then your username. Then once we hit the apply button, you'll see that it's going to pop up our YouTube chat dock and our YouTube live control panel, which we'll have to sign in again for. And this is really cool because once you hit OK, you can simply dock this wherever you want for your YouTube chat, so you don't have to use some sketchy third-party browser source. And now you'll see right above the start recording button, there's a start streaming and manage broadcast button, so that way you can either select an existing broadcast or create new one and manage everything you possibly could need inside OBS Studio directly, instead of having to bounce back and forth to YouTube Studio, which is a pain in the butt. I logged into my Google account. Now it says to get started, start streaming on your streaming software. Same for YouTube chat. Nothing's actually going to show up till we go live, but that's fine. And if you need to adjust it to make it larger or smaller, you can use these little sidebars here. So now that we're actually locked in and connected, let's very quickly build out our scenes in like 30 seconds. First scene we can have is a starting soon screen. So I'm just going to right click and rename it, call it starting soon. Then you can add a new source. I'm going to use an image source, add a new image, and then I'm going to hit browse. And we're just going to find our starting soon screen image. If you don't have one, I have my streamer starter pack, which has all the graphics you're ever going to need, including a starting soon offline and BRB screen. So I'm just going to double click on starting soon, hit OK, and we're done. So if you want that, it's linked in the description below. Next scene, we're going to hit the plus button and we'll call it IRL. This one, I'm just simply going to add my webcam. So I'm going to hit the plus button under sources. I'm going to scroll down to video capture device, and then I'm going to add a new one. Then we're going to choose the device from the list. My favorite budget webcam is the OBSBot Meet SE, and I'll have that linked below because look at how beautiful this webcam looks. Just got to point it in the right direction. Now that's a lot better. You can rename the source if you want by right clicking and rename, then just type it and hit enter. I like this webcam because it fits in the palm of my hand and it's under 60 bucks. Then for our last scene, let's go ahead and make a gaming scene. So I'm going to hit the plus button. I'm going to call it gaming, and let's open up a game. Once you have your game booted up, you can go and hit the plus button under sources, and you'll have three different options. The first option is using a display capture. That's going to capture everything on your screen. So if you're doing some not so sneaky things, chat's going to see it. Option 2 is game capture. This is what I would recommend. It's just going to capture your game. And the third option is the window capture. In case game capture is maybe not working for you, you can go and manually select the window. So that way it literally cannot not capture the game. So I'm going to click on game capture. I'm going to click add a new game capture. Then for our mode, we have capture any full screen application. Majority of the time this will work. It's just because I have OBS in front of my game, it's not working. In this instance, for the tutorial, I'm going to click on this and choose capture specific window. Then I'm going to choose the window much like a window capture will, and I'm going to find gamble with your friends because I'm a degenerate. And just like that, we have our game capture on our game. I'm going to hit OK. If your game is not sized correctly because you're maybe playing on a different size monitor, all you have to do is right click this, and then you're going to go to transform, and then you're going to go to fit to screen. It's going to fit it perfectly. Next, we can hit the plus button under sources again, and we're just going to go to video capture device, choose our webcam that we already did. So we do add one existing, and then we're just going to drag the corner down. Then you can kind of crop it with the Alt key if you want to make it more of like a square, get rid of some unnecessary noise, and let's just put it in the corner and call it a day. Just make sure your webcam source is above your game capture. If it's below, it's going to hide behind it. So now we have three scenes. We got our gaming scene, our just chatting IRL scene, and then we have our starting soon scene. You can obviously add more or less depending on your needs, but these are just the basics. Now let's tackle the settings, and everyone overthinks this portion. So let me make it dead simple. We're gonna go back to the settings in the bottom right corner. Then we're gonna go straight to the audio tab, and we're gonna choose desktop audio. This is going to be where our sound is coming from, our game volume, wherever you can hear it. I have mine going through the Yamaha ZG01. And so next we're gonna go to mic/auxiliary audio. This is where you're gonna pick your microphone. I'm using the Rode PodMic USB. It's one of my favorite microphones, and I think it's very affordable for the actual quality that you get. So I'll click that, and now we're gonna hit apply. We're gonna see two little audio mixers go down here. We got our desktop audio, and then we have our microphone. If I was clicked into my game, then we would see the audio going up in there, but unfortunately for this tutorial, it is behind OBS Studio, so you do not see that. But your game volume will pop up right there under global. The next setting that we want to tackle is going to be under the video tab. We're just going to make it very simple. The base canvas resolution, this is going to be the size of your monitor. So if you're playing on a 1440p monitor, you'll choose 1440p. 1080p, you're going to pick 1080 like this, so on and so forth. Then for the output scaled resolution, this is what you want to stream at. So if you're used to watching YouTube videos at 1080p versus 480p, you know that the quality is way different. So when it comes to streaming, obviously 1080p is going to be better than anything else below it, but you can stream at 720p if you need to. Like if your internet's not that great or your computer's not that great, you can lower this down to 720, but I do recommend starting at 1080 and see if you can handle it, because you can always adjust different settings later, which I'll show you how to do in just a moment. And so if these two numbers do not match, which is totally fine, you'll just pick a downscale filter, and the downscale filter, let's just pick this one, is going to be Landscope. So it's going to be 36 samples. It's going to give you the best perfect quality for that actual downscaling. But lucky for me, we are actually going to stick with 1080 and 1080, so we don't need one. And then for your common FPS values, if you're playing games, I always recommend 60 frames per second. That's going to make sure it's super smooth and not choppy. However, if you're just chatting IRL, you could experiment with doing 30, because it's not going to really matter about the frame rate, and it could save you a lot of resources on your computer. So if you have a lower end setup and you just plan on doing just chatting, you could rock with 30. That's just one of the things you could try out. But for this instance, I'm going to do 1080p 60 frames per second and hit apply. Now moving on over to the output tab, this is where everyone's heads explode because this just looks like rocket science, but I promise it's not that difficult. We want to go and change the output mode at the top from simple to advanced, which I know is the opposite of probably what you're thinking, but just lock in for 2 seconds with me one more time. Now, the first absolutely critical setting you need to choose is the video encoder. I have an NVIDIA GeForce graphics card, so the one that I'm going to choose is the NVIDIA NVENC H.264. However, if you have an AMD card, you'll want to choose AMD HW H.264. And if you don't have a dedicated graphics card at all, because you're really rocking on a shoestring budget, you'll want to choose X264. But just know if you use X264, it's going to be running off your CPU, so it'll hit your computer a little bit harder when you're live. Also, if you're balling and you have a really good newer GPU and you have the option to use AV1 or HEVC, you can certainly try using those because they'll give you slightly better quality at the same bitrate. But if you don't have those options, just stick with one of these. This is fine too. The next thing that's really important is making sure the rate control is set to constant bitrate, also known as CBR. And if you're streaming at 1080p 60 frames per second, YouTube actually recommends that you stream between 4,500 to 9,000 kilobits per second. So generally, I just like to keep it around 6,000, but this is one of the most crucial settings that's going to fix whether your stream looks like a pixelated mess or if it's lagging, because if that's the case, then you can certainly lower the bitrate. So you can definitely bounce this number between 4,500 to 9,000 or even higher if you'd like. But personally, doing 1080p 60 frames per second at 6,000 has always been fine. But if you're really struggling and you want to do a 720p stream, you could drop the bitrate all the way down to like 2,500. This is really just going to matter on your internet speed and your setup. And to get a better idea of what bitrate to put, just go to Google and run a speed test and see what your upload speed is. And you can use up to 80% of that. So for example, if your upload speed is 10 megabytes, then 80% of 10 is going to be 8 megabytes. So then 8 megabytes is 8,000 kilobits. So then you could use up to 8,000 kilobits per second because you want to leave 20% as like a headroom. Moving on to the keyframe interval, I would leave this at 2. And this is important because if your keyframe intervals are set too high, that's when viewers get that annoying buffering when they first click on your stream. And we don't want that. And everything else you can just leave on default. So we just simply hit apply and okay. By the way, if this video has been helpful so far, drop a quick like on the video so other streamers can find this video, but let's get back to the video. So let's actually test a stream out and get this live stream running. So we'll click on the new manage broadcast button here. We can title, description, all of this stuff. I'm just going to make a quick one. So we got our title, description, privacy should be public. You got your category, depending on what content you're doing. We're going to do gaming because we're gambling with our friends. Is the video made for kids? Most likely it is not, so hit no. You can upload a thumbnail if you would like, but for this video, we ain't got time for that. For latency, I like to choose ultra low if you can handle it, because that's going to be the lowest and smallest amount of delay between your viewers watching your stream when it's actually happening. So then now all we got to do is hit the magic button, create broadcast, and start streaming. So click on that. It says creating a new live broadcast. Please wait. We'll give it a couple seconds, not much more than that because I'm very impatient. You can see now that our YouTube chat has loaded, but this is very important. You see that it says top chat. Click on top chat and switch it to live chat. If you don't do that, you might miss some messages, which I've done before in the past. Now we can go to the right side and click on select stream. It says no current current live stream, so we're gonna hit the refresh button above it. Now we see my first stream ever that I title it. Nice title, right? Click on that. So now you can see all of our little data here. We got our viewers, we got our chat rate, views, the health of the stream. So if it doesn't say excellent, that's when you know to drop down the quality settings, the bit rate, whether you need to stream at 720p instead of 1080p in the video settings. All of this stuff is available inside OBS Studio fantastically. So now let's actually go to YouTube and make sure that this is actually broadcasting. So once you're on YouTube, you're gonna go to the top right corner and then click on Go Live. We're already live, so we should be able to manage it under our manage stream here. So click on manage and then click on our actual stream. And now give it a couple seconds. You can see it says excellent. It says connect your encoder to go live. Just give it a second. There we go. But now you're live streaming on YouTube using OBS Studio the easy way. Then when you're exhausted or you're just bored and you don't want to stream anymore, just go back into OBS Studio, click on stop streaming. You're gonna hit yes, and now your stream has ended and you are officially a streamer. Congratulations. And now since you're a streamer, you gotta watch this video to the side of me because it's gonna be the next best investment of your time. So give that video a watch. My name's Cody and I will see you in the next one.